it comes to your health, are you seeing the check engine light come on more than normal? It's time to get under the hood. It's time for Ask the Doctor with Dr. Michael Lange. Sponsored by Lange Eye Institute and Fortifeye Vitamins. Dr. Lange is a board-certified optometric physician and certified nutrition specialist, helping people see and feel better through proper nutrition for 25 years. The doctor is in. Call now with your questions at 877-969-8600. That's 877-969-8600. Here's your host, Dr. Michael Lange.
Okay, good morning and welcome to Ask the Doctor. I'm your host as usual, Dr. Michael Lange of the Lange Eye Institute and Fortifeye Vitamins. I've been hosting Ask the Doctor for, over 30 years now on multiple radio stations throughout our great country and live video streaming all over the world. So once again, it's either good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what part of the world you're actually viewing us. So we're live video streaming, and like I said, we're via a multitude of radio stations. So for those of you that are new to the program, we are on a lot of new radio stations. I got a shout out to WKID. That's 95.9 FM, and that is in Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky, the metro Cincinnati area. So we're going to have some phone calls from you guys and gals, hopefully. Remember, this is a talk show dedicated to you, the listener, and it's all about nutrition and eye care. I'm a board-certified optometric physician. I'm also a certified nutritional specialist, and I founded Lange Eye Care and Associates March 15th of 1993. We opened 14 eye care centers in the state of Florida. We did everything from opticianry, optometry, and ophthalmology all under one roof. I was lucky enough to have a big company want most of my offices more than I did. So years and years ago, about 5 years ago, I sold them all. It was a good day for me. But I kept the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages, Florida. That's close to 40,000 square feet in the Villages. That's the retirement mecca of the world. Golf cart central, all right? Our average age patient is probably 78 years of age. And we've got a great team at the Lange Eye Institute. Dr. Lori Caputi, of course, Dr. Susan Somerton, who is my co-host this morning, and Dr. Richard Hall, who is also co-host of Ask the Doctor. So a shout out to all you guys and gals. Once again, one more time, WKID in Cincinnati, broadcasting through Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio. That's WKID 95.9 FM. Welcome to Ask the Doctor. Good morning, Dr. Somerton. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm doing great. I'm here in the Villages today, and I'm one of those golf cart people that I get to enjoy my golf cart going to the office every day, enjoying seeing those patients in the Villages.
And Dr. Somerton can be seen at the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages. I'm going to brag about Dr. Somerton just a little bit because she doesn't brag on herself, unlike some doctors that you see, right? So Dr. Somerton is not only an optometric physician, board-certified optometric physician in the state of Florida. She's also a certified nutritional specialist, just like me. As a matter of fact, we became certified nutritional specialists through the American College of Nutrition at the same time, eons ago. And she's also a diplomat in the American Clinical Board of Nutrition and a fellow in the Ocular Wellness and Nutrition Society. So I'm going to brag on her. Like I said, she is the only eye doctor in the state of Florida, optometrist, optometric physician, or ophthalmologist that has all of these credentials. Once again, certified nutritional specialist, diplomat in the American Clinical Board of Nutrition, fellow in the Ocular Nutrition and Wellness Society. She co-hosts this show with me every other week. She's a national lecturer, and she is a machine. And you know, we've been working out a lot lately. She's my workout partner, and we both had a goal to get down to our ideal body weight. Isn't that correct? And we preach this on this program because what I say on this program is if you did only one thing for your overall health, all right, one thing to help your blood pressure, your diabetes, your blood sugar, your cognitive abilities, all right, your arthritis, God forbid you have an autoimmune disease, okay? Anything, just one thing, what is it? It's getting down to your ideal body weight. And that's why I created the Lange Survival Diet, all right? And I want you guys and gals to go to Google, just type in Lange Survival Diet and see what's on it, and we can go over that in more detail. But I've taken all the things that are bad out of your diet, all the bad stuff like gluten and FODMAPs and protease inhibitors and lectins and phytic acid. And a lot of other things that we've taken out of it. And we give you a list of vegetables and fruits and nuts and seeds and oils and proteins that you can consume. So I call them the safe foods. So that's the Lange survival diet. Now remember, weight loss is simple math. You don't see many fat mathematicians, do you? Because it's you burn more calories than you consume. Remember, 3,500 calories is equal to 1 pound. So if you eat smaller meals more frequently and exercise more, and those smaller meals are on the Lange survival diet, your weight will come off, and you will thank me and Dr. Somerton, and you will be healthier. So we preach that a lot to our patients, don't we? And we try to practice what we preach. Isn't that correct?
We do. It's about the whole lifestyle. Our eyes are connected to the rest of our body, and the eyes are that little window into what's going on. And we know if we support the whole body, we're also supporting their eyes. And it's not just about nutrition, which is both of our passions. It's also about exercise. And you mentioned losing weight. And I was kind of guilty of that. It's not easy to lose weight. And we know a lot of us during COVID, some of that weight came on. We weren't getting our normal lifestyle habits. And we've both been back on track, going to the gym, exercising, following that great diet. I know you mentioned no gluten. Gluten is one of those things that I've cut out, and it really makes a difference in how I feel and bloating. And I think listening to your body and seeing how you feel after eat these foods and how you feel after your exercise is a big important thing for everybody because we're all a little unique.
Oh, absolutely. And we all gained weight in the pandemic. You know, I did, you did, my lovely bride, Tammy did. And I got to tell you, Tammy's down to her ideal fighting weight. You're down to your weight. I'm down to my weight. I did the Dr. Lange boot camp a few weeks ago for 2.5 weeks, and I lost 17 pounds. So, and I'm right where I want to be now. Maybe 3 more. I'd like to say I lost 20 pounds. But ideally, get down to your ideal body weight. Now, we did create something that's going to help you folks, all right? If you go to our website, that's fortifeye.com, Fortifeye, fortifeye.com, and look at the bundle section and go to the Healthy Weight Loss Bundle. So if you go to the Healthy Weight Loss Bundle at fortifeye.com, it's giving you a whey protein, a non-denatured grass-fed whey protein, unlike the stuff you buy over the counter, organic blue-green superfood that I'm holding up right now, which is FODMAP-free, gluten-free, all certified organic, and enzymes and probiotics. And you use that as one of your meals, all right? You take the enzymes before each cooked meal. You take 2 to 3 probiotics at bedtime, and 1 meal replacement a day will be a scoop of the whey protein and a scoop of the organic blue-green superfood. Folks, that's only like 100 calories, but you're getting 22 grams of protein. You're getting all the fruits and vegetables you deserve for 1 complete day. So remember, check that out. It's called the Healthy Weight Loss Bundle through Fortifeye Vitamins at fortifeye.com. Also, you can go to Fortifeye Nutrition Center in Clearwater, right there on McMullen Booth Road. Right there, it's called Bayside Bridge Plaza, McMullen Booth Road, Fortifeye Nutrition Center. I'll probably be there for only an hour today, so I'll be there from 1 to 2. So I am going to be there today from 1 to 2. If we got a big crowd, I'll stay till 3. But my brother and I are going to go bike, and Tammy possibly also. We're going to go bike about 50 miles today, later in the afternoon when it cools off. And the Lange Nutrition Center is in Ocala, right on State Road 200, my old Lange Eye Care building, 2-story building across from the mall. You can't miss it. Lange Nutrition Center, Mandy and Mary are there. And don't forget the Lange Eye Institute. You can see Dr. Richard Hall for a free nutritional consultation, Dr. Somerton for an eye evaluation, certainly me or Dr. Lori Caputi as well. I'm going to give you the phone number for the Lange Eye Institute. Then I'm going to give you the live call-in number. Since we got all of our housekeeping taken care of. So the Lange Eye Institute phone number is 352-753-4014. That's 352-753-4014. We're going to open up the phones. Remember, no matter how simple or complicated your question is, we will try to answer it to the best of our ability. We will not fake it. If we don't know the answer, we'll do the research and get back with you. All right, phone lines are 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. Also, we're waiting to hear from the Cincinnati area, Kentucky, Indiana. That's WKID 95.9 FM. One more time. Phone number is 1-877-969-8600. Also, we are still running the BOGO on the Fortifeye Macular Defense. Remember, this is buy one, get one free. When you go to Fortifeye.com, go to Fortifeye Macular Defense, not Next Gen Macular Defense, just Fortifeye Macular Defense. Remember, this is a multivitamin and eye vitamin. There's 90 tablets in a bottle. It's an amazing multivitamin, eye vitamin. If you have macular degeneration, we usually recommend 3 a day. If you don't have macular degeneration or you're very light, 90, 100 pounds, and early macular degeneration, probably just 1 a day. I take 1 a day as my multivitamin, eye vitamin. So it's called Fortifeye Macular Defense. It is a BOGO. Buy one, get one free. When you order it, when you put the order in, you automatically get 2. If you put 2 in, you automatically get 4. Now, one reason we're running this deal is they expire next month. Now, these are tablets. They don't go bad the day they expire. They're good, literally, for another 5 years. I've got some that are 10 years out. I open them up. The tablets are still in perfect condition. If you're keeping it inside in an air-conditioned environment, they're going to stay good for a long time. Now, if you keep them in the back of your trunk in Florida and you have a black car, they're going to go bad pretty quickly. So that's the BOGO, Fortifeye Macular Defense. Buy one, get one free. All right, phone lines are 1-877-969-8600. We are getting ready to get loaded up. We're going to go to the phones. Let's see who's first. Joanne in Sarasota. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Lange. I'm so impressed with your show. Couple of things. I have tried to make a reformation in my diet. I'm not overweight, but, cholesterol and other things. I'm attached to bread products, and I find that it's hard to get away from it. Also, my eyes. I have every eye condition you can imagine, but I'm still going along. Fuchs dystrophy, dry eyes, blepharitis, you name it. And I'd like to hear what you have to say about the diet.
Okay, so if you go to the Lange Survival Diet, once again, Google it, you will see that bread is allowed, but it's got to be fermented or sprouted, okay? Because breads are very high in lectins and phytic acid and things that can cause blockage of certain nutrients and can cause bloating and also gluten. So in the perfect world, okay, get a fermented sourdough gluten-free bread. So they'll use quinoa or something like that in making it. And usually that's in, like Whole Foods or Sprouts or Fresh Market. It's usually in the freezer section, all right?
Ezekiel bread, is that?
Yeah, Ezekiel is sprouted. And I like Ezekiel. Ezekiel is one of my favorite. And it doesn't taste great, though, okay? It's kind of hard. But I do eat Ezekiel bread. If I make a tuna sprouted sandwich, I'll use Ezekiel bread. But even better than Ezekiel is sourdough that is gluten-free, all right? And it's delicious. So look for gluten-free sourdough bread, and you'll be fine. You can eat bread again. But remember, that's still a carbohydrate, and you can eat carbohydrates. You have to eat carbohydrates to survive. Remember, we need glucose and oxygen to produce ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate. So people that are on these, zero-carb diets, they don't have a lot of energy. Believe it or not, they're not building a lot of muscle. And a lot of them, their blood sugar drops very quickly, and they can pass out when they're driving the car and die. So your meal should be, the largest portion should be vegetables, all right? And then section should be good, lean protein and a little fruit and a little carbohydrates. But vegetables should be the largest, okay? And if you eat the foods and from the Lange Survival Diet, an example, the vegetables on the Lange Survival Diet are mustard greens, organic kale, organic lettuce, organic cucumbers, bok choy, broccoli, turnip root, cabbage, bamboo shoots, water chestnuts, pickled vegetables, kimchi, and sauerkraut. So that's the main group of vegetables they can have. And the fruits are pineapples, banana, lemons, limes, organic blueberries, organic strawberries, organic grapes, and cantaloupe. If you follow that, you'll get down to your ideal body weight, but you will feel better. And certain things have to be organic because remember, the dirty dozen, that's 12 fruits and vegetables that are filled with pesticides. Those, you just don't eat them unless they're organic. But a pineapple and a banana doesn't have to be organic because they got a thick sheath around them and, the pesticide probably doesn't get through. So
let me ask you, do you still see patients?
I do. I see patients. Dr. Somerton sees patients 5 days a week. I see patients sometimes 5 days a week, sometimes 3 days a week at the Lange Eye Institute, which is only, about an hour and 20 minutes from Sarasota.
I'm thinking of making an appointment with you. I have a quick question. I won't, get into it. But I have Fuchs dystrophy as well and cataracts. Right now I'm functioning and driving and, living my life. And I have been told once they remove the cataracts, especially in one eye, I'm going to need a cornea transplant.
So that's not always true, because a good cataract surgeon may not disrupt the endothelium on the cornea, but oftentimes you will have a longer post-recovery time, all right? And
right.
Corneal transplants are far and few between now, because they can do an endothelial cell transplant now instead.
Right.
It's much quicker. It's much safer. But remember, I would try to get the eye secreting the healthy tear film, and this is by making sure you're drinking enough water, all right? Believe it or not, eating a banana or an avocado every day, because the potassium deficiency is linked to dry eye. Maybe some hot compresses to open up the meibomian glands, and clean your lids very good with a good commercially available preparation like OcuSoft lid scrubs or Optace lid scrubs. So we clean them, we heat them, clean them, heat them, nutrify them with a good omega-3 like Fortifeye Super Omega 2 times a day. That helps open up the glands and lower inflammation in the meibomian glands. And then lubricate with a good lubricant, something like Optace or Oasis that has hyaluronic acid in it. If you follow those 4 things, we find that works very well, and that helps prepare you for cataract surgery. And Dr. Somerton, we also can use Muro 128 for Fuchs, can't we?
Yeah, Muro 28 is actually an over-the-counter product that we can use. It comes in a drop or an ointment, and you can buy it from the drugstore. Sometimes it's a little harder to find. Maybe the pharmacist might have it behind the counter, but it's definitely out there. But that helps balance the water content in the cornea there, because you tend to have a little bit of edema, like swelling there, and it helps balance that.
What is the spelling of that medication?
Muro 128, so it's Muro 128.
Muro 128.
And then
Right.
sometimes the drugstores have their own generic brand of it, too, so you can ask the pharmacist.
I even had albumin drops, but I'm going to make an appointment with Dr. Lange, and to do that, I call what number?
All right, I'm going to give you the phone number. It's 352-753-4014. That's 352-753-4014. If for some reason they tell you I'm booked up for a long time and you want to get in quicker, you can get on Dr. Somerton's schedule, and then you can see both of us, because she can do all the hard stuff, all the typing, and I can come in and see you too. You get 2 doctors for the price of 1.
Well, I will do that. Have you ever heard of Dr. Rapawano at the Wills?
I rotated through Will's Eye Institute, but that was eons ago, so he might not have been there then. I am not familiar with him, no ma'am.
He talks about the, did you call it epithelial replacement on the...
Endothelial, right.
Yeah, right. Anyway, I am going to come up there. I will make an appointment. And you said Dr. Somerton?
Yes, Dr. Susan Somerton. She'll be able to get you in quicker, and then I'll come in also and see you.
Yeah, I will mention I'm an advanced age, and, I'm doing well, and I didn't want to travel down the road of being incapacitated and unable to drive. You know the whole thing.
Joanne, how old are you?
I will tell you I'm 4, excuse me.
Oh, you're just getting started. My mom's 96 and going strong. She could be your mom, believe it or not, if she was really young.
Say that to me again, please.
I said my mom is 96. I was just saying that, God, if she had, at a very young age, she could be your mom.
Yeah, my mother lived to be 102.
Yeah, I think my mom's going to be 110. I don't think my brother's going to get his inheritance.
I am going to make an appointment come Monday, and yes, I will be up to see you.
Well, we look forward to seeing you, and thanks for the call.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctors. Dr. Susan Somerton, myself, Dr. Michael Lange. Give us a call at 1-877-969-8600, 1-877-969-8600. Now, I developed something called Fortifeye Super Omega and Fortifeye Super Omega 3 Max. And we developed it when we were doing a lot of LASIK surgery, when you had 3 LASIK centers. And we started pre-medicating. We started the people on 2 a day a month before LASIK surgery. And our dry eye rate dropped significantly. Now we also use omega-3 and some other nutrients to help people that are contact lens intolerant to help their dry eye. Remember, omega-3 has thousands of studies, thousands and thousands of studies, talking about the positive aspects of the right form of omega-3. The problem is most omega-3 out there, and a lot of the omega-3 that was done in studies was using an inferior type of omega-3 called ethyl ester. That means has ethanol attached to the backbone. And it's very inefficient, very unstable. It doesn't absorb well because it has to pass through your liver to cleave off the ethanol and replace a triglyceride backbone before it can absorb. So what do? You buy either TG form, that's triglyceride form, or RTG form, that's reesterified triglyceride form. So on the bottle, look at the label, make sure it either says TG form or RTG omega-3. And this has a triglyceride backbone already attached. It doesn't have to pass through your liver. It's much more efficient. It absorbs much quicker, and you don't get a burp back. You can test your omega-3, and I've got a video from about 20 years ago out there on our YouTube channel. So go to Dr. Michael Lange Ocular Health YouTube channel. You can watch all these shows and all the videos. But showing if you take these ethyl ester molecule fish oils, squeeze the contents in a styrofoam cup, within 5 minutes they're rotting a hole through that cup. And you take a good reesterified triglyceride form, it does not rot a hole through that cup. And that's why people belch up a nasty fish taste, because it causes gastric distress in your mucosal lining, and you belch up this nasty fish taste. So what they try to do is they put an enteric coating, a lot of companies, therefore you don't belch it up. So if you look at your fish oil and it's enteric coated, that means it's very cloudy. The gel cap is very cloudy. That's enteric coated. That means it's ethyl ester. You want to look at your fish oil. You want it to be clear, kind of yellow, olive oil color, and clear. And that's another way you can tell if it's starting to go bad. So a lot of people think, oh, my fish oil is expired, and they throw it away. You don't have to do that. Hold the fish oil up. If it isn't cloudy, if it's still clear and still good color, not brown, it's good, even if it expired 3 years ago. So remember that. Also, I want to recap on something that Dr. Somerton and I talked about the other day. All of you that are making smoothies out there, now smoothies are great for you. Put our whey protein isolate in, our grass-fed whey protein isolate, and a lot of people are putting bananas and berries in it. Well, you can put just a banana in it, but don't put the berries in with the banana. So there's 3 fruits, and there's probably more than that: banana, pears, and apples. Remember, when you slice those, come back 15 minutes later, they're brown. That's because they're high in an enzyme called polyphenol oxidase. Polyphenol oxidase in those 3 fruits, and probably other fruits, will block the absorption of the beneficial flavonoids that are in the berries. So if you're going to put lots of berries in your smoothie, don't put pear, apple, or banana. Same thing. If you're going to be eating a fruit salad, don't put berries with bananas, apples, and pears. And then finally, one more tidbit of nutritional information, and I was one that proved this in a pilot study, almost 20 years ago. Beta-carotene blocks the absorption of lutein, zeaxanthin, and astaxanthin. That means don't eat carrots or sweet potatoes with your greens, orange bell peppers, or wild Alaskan salmon. So beta-carotene goes to binding sites that are on lutein, zeaxanthin, and astaxanthin, keeps them from absorbing. Remember, spinach and kale and greens are high in lutein. Orange bell peppers and goji berries are high in zeaxanthin, and astaxanthin is high in the wild Alaskan salmon. That's what gives it the orange color. I was the lead investigator in a pilot study years ago called the Blaze study. Beta-carotene, lutein, alpha-carotene, zeaxanthin absorption study that proved that. We were the first in the industry to take all beta-carotene out of our eye vitamins. So if you look at our Fortifeye Macular Defense that's on the BOGO right now, buy one, get one free, there's no beta-carotene in that. And Dr. Somerton, so we try to use this. You were the one that brought that to my attention not too long ago about the polyphenol oxidase in these fruits blocking the absorption of good nutrients. But this is something we try to use to our advantage, and this is something that most doctors don't even mention to their patients. So you come into an eye exam, we kind of go that extra mile, don't we?
We love adding that extra information about nutrition because we know that we want a whole healthy body that's connected to those eyes. And the banana thing was actually a little surprising to me because when you go into all these smoothie places, most of them make them with a banana, and a lot of people, like myself, like the berries in for the good flavor there and the good benefits. But I don't really eat banana. I have a little allergy to banana, and I found a long time ago that substituting when you're making it home and you want that kind of creamy kind of flavor, you can put zucchini in instead and just blend it up with that. I actually like to take zucchini, cut it up in little squares, and freeze it. That way it's ready to pop into my smoothie whenever I'm ready to make it. And I don't know, do we have time? I can share a little zucchini ice cream recipe.
Yes, tell our listeners, and then we'll go to the phone.
So we talked about, what are we going to eat that's healthy and delicious? Well, it's a very easy recipe. You just take half a cup of Greek yogurt, a large zucchini that I cut up and frozen first, and then whatever fruit you want. I've used chopped apple, and then a tablespoon of cacao powder. That's like chocolate powder, no sugar, just straight up powder. And then the key ingredient, making it super healthy, 1 scoop of Fortifeye whey protein. You can use whichever, chocolate or vanilla. And one of our new flavors coming out, I think is going to be exciting, that salted caramel. We've already gotten to taste test that. And you just blend it. And there you have your ice cream, and it's delicious. And it's healthy. And you can eat it and lose weight at the same time and feel full.
Yep, and I got to tell you, it is delicious. Low carbs, low sugar, delicious. She's brought it to the staff, and we've all tried it. All right, we're getting ready to take the next call. I want to mention, for those of you that want to look at the latest in omega-3 evidence, I mean the very latest, these studies are all within the last 3 to 4 years. So go to a website, healthbenefitsofomega3.com. So healthbenefitsofomega3.com. It talks about studies linking the positive aspects of omega-3 for all sorts of things. For glaucoma, as example, macular degeneration, dry eye, for depression, for arthritis, for heart problems, for lowering cholesterol and triglycerides. But it has all the definitive studies linked to it. So it has a little synopsis and the studies. Check it out, healthbenefitsofomega3.com. I'm pretty famous for saying if there's only one supplement you took, only one, all right, it should be a good reesterified triglyceride form omega-3, like Fortifeye Super Omega or Fortifeye Super Omega-3 Max. Check both of those out. Check the studies out on the website. Go to fortifeye.com. Also, I'm going to give you the phone number for Fortifeye Vitamins, and you can call that Monday through Friday. I guess sometimes on Saturdays they answer the phones, but that phone number is 866-503-9746, 866-503-9746. And you can check out all the different proteins we talked about, the Healthy Weight Loss Bundle, the BOGO on the Fortifeye Macular Defense. You can check out the Organic Blue-Green Superfood, and we've got a whole host of other things in the arena of sports nutrition and anti-aging and wellness. And remember, we've got 3 new nutrients coming out that we've been working on. Fortifeye Rejuvenate, the first around that's using the new tripeptides. This is going to be for minimizing fine lines, wrinkles, helping your skin health, your nails, your hair, and your joints. Then we have Fortifeye Fit Pro, the next evolution of Fortifeye Fit. And we're using a new nutrient called Peak ATP, which is equivalent to adenosine triphosphate. Peak ATP actually allows for vasodilation, calcium metabolism. It stimulates the ERK-mTOR pathway and gives you some amazing clean energy. That one nutrient helps promote strength, a good pump, energy, all of that. And we're using Creavitalis. We'll be the first in the industry in the United States to use a new form of creatine developed by the people in Germany that make Creapure, called Creavitalis. And then the final nutrient that we're coming out with, it's pretty exciting. We've been working on it for a while, and we've been working on the name. We were going to call it Fortifeye Optic Nerve and Eye Pressure Support, but I think we're going to call it Fortifeye Eye Pressure and Neurocognitive Support, because it has the mirtogenol in it that actually lowers intraocular pressure. But the most exciting nutrient in it is called Neumentix. Neumentix is made by Kimon Foods here in America. It's a spearmint derivative that has some amazing polyphenols in it. Rosmarinic acid, salvinoic acid. These fight free radicals in the brain. This Neumentix has neuroprotection to the ganglion cell layer in the retina, which is ultimately neuroprotection to the optic nerve and the brain. It helps support working memory, short-term memory, reaction performance, cognitive performance. It gives you sustained attention. It helps with keep healthy retinal cells and neuronal cells and ganglion cells. And finally, it's been shown to increase neurogenesis. That actually means it supports new neuron growth. So we will be the first in the United States with it. It is in Europe, and that's going to be our new Fortifeye eye pressure and neurocognitive support. All of my glaucoma patients, glaucoma suspects, anybody that's just aging, and athletes will probably want them to take this. All right, we're going to the phones. 1-877-969-8600. Steve's been waiting patiently. Steve, good morning. Thanks for holding.
Yeah, you know how all enzymes have an optimal pH. It's kind of a bell curve and what pH they operate the best on.
Right.
Like pancreatic enzymes like alkaline pH and stomach enzymes like acid. Okay. One thing you can do to inhibit that polyphenol oxidase is to increase the acidity of the solution. So if you add a little lemon juice, that enzyme is inhibited to what you are taking it with. And the second question I have, and I've searched all over for this, nature does not tend to waste production of a chemical for no reason. What is the purpose? I can't imagine. What would the purpose be of polyphenol oxidase in those plants that have it? Why would they want to get rid of something that is so beneficial to their existence? I
don't know. That's a good question. Because those fruits spoil, as you know, very, very rapidly.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into my crystal ball or call God. Maybe He would let us know. But I don't have a direct hotline to Him yet. Maybe you do, Steve.
Yeah, that's the ultimate referral, right?
God made a pretty good body. You got to think about it. God made a pretty good body as long as we give it the right fuel. And, life is a learning curve. We're constantly learning things to try to help better mankind, really. And that's what this show's about. We try to give information to our listeners, our viewers, that help them stay above ground a little bit longer and help them enjoy their quality of life a little bit longer.
Yeah, and one thing, we talked about the other night about the optic nerve and the drusen in the optic nerve.
Right.
Okay, would that research be beneficial to people with MS who have optic neuritis, or is that a completely different?
Yeah, Dr. Summer, do you know anything about that? I'm not an expert in that arena.
Yeah, we have to remind patients we do not only talk about this on the radio, but you and I went to a continuing ed lecture. And then we ended up talking to Steve about the optic nerve drusen that we learned more about. But it is separate, Steve, from optic neuritis.
Oh, okay.
There's totally different things. We have to, when we look at someone's nerve, and we need to make sure if it's swollen, the problem with if you have optic nerve drusen, it makes it look like it's swollen. And so we have to make sure you don't have optic neuritis, because that could be a lot more dangerous, whereas optic nerve drusen isn't.
And we've got the technology now to help differentiate optic nerve drusen from papilledema, papillitis, ischemic optic neuropathy. These are all different types of swellings of the optic nerve. And sometimes you don't want to make a wrong referral or God forbid, send somebody to the emergency room and they're going to have a spinal tap and a lot of unnecessary testing because they think they have increased intracranial pressure. But we have, OCT technology, just cross-sectional imaging of the optic nerve. We have something called autofluorescence with our Optomap and with our RHA that helps us differentiate between this. So we can do things in the office without having, MRIs and CAT scans to help differentiate between these optic nerve diseases. And certainly visual field technology and a lot of other different types of technology help us to make these differentiations. And that's another reason, to come to the Lange Eye Institute. It's a state-of-the-art facility. We are the only eye care center in Florida, probably in the country, that has 3 certified nutritional specialists under one roof. And we're definitely the only ones that do free nutritional consultations with Dr. Richard Hall. So once again, come visit us at the Lange Eye Institute. The phone number is 352-753-5555. 4014. You can check it out on drmichaellange.com, also drmichaellange.com. And we have people that come from all over the country and actually literally all over the world to come to see our kind of nutritional eye care intervention. It's eye care with a twist, I like to say.
And one more question. Where it's going to get cool, and I always say it's a good time to start a diet, but I have another question. Do you see more meibomian gland problems in the winter because the meibomian glands are cold and therefore the viscosity of the oils in them goes up?
Well, here in Florida, not so much, but absolutely. When I was school in Philadelphia in the colder months, absolutely. That stuff gets very cold, especially if you're homeless and out on the streets. But most of us have heat nowadays. So, Dr. Somerton, we know how important it is to heat those meibomian glands to help keep those secretions going. What do you think about that?
Yeah, we recommend those warm compresses on our patients often with anyone with dry eye. Those glands are located on the inner part of the upper and the lower lid. There's about 26 on each. And we see them get clogged over time. The longer they're clogged, they inflame. The longer they inflame, they shut down. So we want to encourage that flow of that meibomian liquid, which is like a lipid, and keep those glands active so that you don't end up with dry eye and even more, making it more severe and uncomfortable. I personally use the mask by my bed. I have one of those you plug in. It's got a little timer on. It sets it for 10 minutes. It's hot enough so I feel the heat, but not too hot. It's uncomfortable. It's very relaxing, and it's helpful to prevent dry eye and control dry eye.
And I think we have that on our website, too, at fortifeye.com. I think we have that mask you can put in the microwave and everything else for dry eye. Just go to the eye care section.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, doctors.
Thanks for the call. Have a great day. All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctors. Dr. Susan Somerton of the Lange Eye Institute and Fortifeye Vitamins, and of course myself, Dr. Michael Lange. I've been hosting Ask the Doctor since April of 1993. Folks, that's more than 30 years now. Time flies when you're having fun. Anyway, give us a call, 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. You can follow us on Instagram. A lot of you are watching and viewing right now on Instagram. That's Dr. Michael Lange _. Remember, it's got a blue check. Make sure it's the verified. There's a lot of fake Dr. Michael Lange accounts out there. The blue check, we're building it up about 60, 70,000 followers. Remember, we got hijacked about 2 years ago. I had 250,000 followers, and we're building it back up. So follow us at Dr. Michael Lange _, and also on Instagram. You can go to Fortifeye Vitamins on Instagram as well. We're getting ready to talk a little bit about exercise and cancer in just a second, but I want to mention this too, since we're on a roll talking about more about nutrition today. You know, how many fruits and vegetables do you guys eat? Think about it. How many fruits and vegetables? And I'm not talking about getting that hamburger at the fast food restaurant that has a tomato, pickle, and onion and lettuce. That's not 4 servings of fruits and vegetables, okay? So there's some studies out there that show that people that eat more fruits and vegetables daily live longer with less disease. And the study shows that it can decrease your risk of heart disease and increase your lifespan. The latest study was during the pandemic, March of 2021, Journal of Circulation. 2 million people for 30 years. Pretty good study. It compared the people that only ate 2 servings of fruits and vegetables a day to the ones that ate 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. And the risk of dying from all causes of death dropped dramatically. From heart disease and stroke and cancer and respiratory disease dropped dramatically. I mean, it was a 35% decreased risk of any type of respiratory disease or COPD if you just added 3 extra servings of fruits and vegetables to your diet. You went from 2 to 5. Now, along with most nutritional experts, we say shoot for 13 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. If you fall short, you get 10. So I really want you to get 10 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. So that's one of the reasons I created the Fortifeye Organic Blue-Green Superfood. Remember, this is a powder. It's not a pill. You only take 1 scoop. We tell you exactly what's in it. Most of these companies that are pushing these pills and these powders, they give you, 7,000 milligram blend, and they don't tell you what's in it. That's a little misleading. We tell you exactly what's in this, how much pineapple, spirulina, wheatgrass juice, blueberry, kale, barley juice, broccoli, adaptogenic mushrooms, probiotics, enzymes. We tell you exactly what's in it. It's all certified organic. It's gluten-free and FODMAP-free. And this gives you those additional fruits and vegetables you're probably not getting in your diet. You can't live on supplements. You got to eat the foods, but most of us aren't eating 10 servings of organically grown fruits and vegetables today. So consider this, organic blue-green superfood. If you don't like it, we give you your money back. So we have a guarantee. We develop things to sincerely help you. And also, our markup is very low. Most people are marking things up 6 to 10 times. I got to tell you, most of our stuff isn't even doubled in price. All right, phone lines are open, 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. Now, Dr. Somerton, through the research that you do constantly, you came across something recently that talks about exercise and cancer. That's pretty exciting.
It is exciting. You just mentioned how fruits and vegetables have such an impact. Well, so does exercise. It's a whole lifestyle. And they did a systematic review it's like 2019 of over 45 studies, several million people. And they was strong evidence that exercise reduces the risk of several cancers, bladder, breast, colorectal, gastric cancers by up to 20%. And that was just overall exercise in itself. So then they went on and did a recent study. It was a small study, but they're looking for specific recommendations. What type of exercise, how much exercise. In this one study, they did 45 minutes of cardiovascular exercise 3 times a week. And that actually reduced all the inflammation, which we tend to think of those high levels of exercise kind of increasing inflammation. But they realized that it actually saw a drop in those inflammatory markers, those prostaglandin E2 that we talk about from fish oil as well. And that was also linked to an increase in immune cells that help fight off these cancers. So there's definitely the proof of these lifestyle choices that we're making and how it can be very preventative for our longevity and help us live that long, healthy life.
Yep. So exercise and diet. Remember, we started the show out talking about what's the best thing you can do for your overall health, for everything. And let's get down to your ideal body weight. You got to take that seriously, folks. And how do you do that? Exercise, right? And the right diet. So Lange Survival Diet or something similar to that. Remember, the Lange Survival Diet is a combination of the paleo diet, the plant paradox, the Mediterranean diet, all in one. So I took all the bad out of it, and it's left with all the good. So Google it, Lange Survival Diet. Get some exercise and sleep. Also, sleep is crucial, and hydration. Most of us are dehydrated. You know, even if you're not out sweating, if you're talking and breathing, you can get dehydrated. You need to drink half your body weight in ounces of water, okay? All right, let me give you the phone number for Fortifeye Vitamins. It's 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. And then the phone number for the Lange Eye Institute is 352-753-4014. That's 352-753-4014. I see a lot of people asking some questions on Facebook and Instagram. One of them is about milk, and one of them is about natural testosterone. I think that might be a different person answering that. But, you know, a lot of you don't drink dairy, and some of you have reactions to lactose. But most of you that have a problem with dairy, it's the A1 beta casein protein that's in dairy that's causing problems. It's affiliated with leaky gut, diabetes, cancer, and autism. There's a book called The Devil in the Milk, and I recommend everybody reading it, The Devil in the Milk. And that means you can have dairy, but it's got to be from an A2 source, an A2 cow. So they do sell A2 cow's milk at the grocery store now. But if you go with goat's milk, you're always safe. Goats have never gone through a genetic mutation that causes this bad A1 beta casein. So most people have this disruption in their gut from the casein, not the lactose. So a lot of my patients say they're lactose intolerant, and I say drink goat's milk, and they have no problem. Or go to A2 cow's milk, you have no problem. goat cheese, manchego cheese, that's sheep cheese. So you could drink sheep's milk as well. So those are both very, very good for you. Also, one other caller, I think we got a caller on hold, but we got one other question about natural testosterone boosting. I'm going to go over this in 1 minute. We're going to fly through it. So natural testosterone boosting, exercise, resistance training, the best is HIIT, high-intensity interval training. All right? Diet, obviously, not a ketosis diet, not a low-carb diet. You got to have carbs. You got to have the good fats. So avocados are good. Coconuts are good. Fish, wild Alaskan salmon, the good fats. You got to eat organic, pesticide-free meals because the BPA has xenoestrogens that lowers your testosterone. Whey protein in men increases testosterone. Pomegranate juice. So take pomegranate juice, blend it with your whey protein. Pomegranate juice also increases testosterone. Cruciferous fruits and vegetables not only have anti-carcinogenic effects, but broccoli, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, collard greens, kale, mustard greens, all these can help promote testosterone as good as well. Remember, no sugar, no refined grains, and no booze, no alcohol. That plummets your testosterone. Get plenty of sleep, plenty of vitamin D, so work on getting a tan, not a sunburn. Stress reduction, and here's the kicker. Remember, ideal body weight. Studies show that men that are overweight, when they lose 20% of their body fat, the testosterone goes way up. Some other foods and vegetables great for testosterone are onions, ginger, olive oil, cauliflower, raisins, believe it or not, the pomegranate, parsley, coconuts, pumpkin seeds, and of course, oysters. We know about that. Red meat and eggs. Lastly, do not use the slippery dental floss, all right? The slippery dental floss has a lot of stuff on it that can lower your testosterone. Stay away from plastic bottles that have been heated, so don't drink your water if it's in a plastic bottle, if it's been in the back of your car. Suntan lotion, a lot of that has parabens in it that lowers your testosterone. Air fresheners are very bad. Those little air fresheners, scented candles, body spray, perfumes, have these phytates in it. Very, very bad for your testosterone. Wine, believe it or not, bad for your testosterone. Microwave popcorn, very bad also. So there you go. Don't drink milk unless it's A2 cows, milk, or goats. And those are the things to produce your testosterone right here from your eye doctor, Ask the Doctor. I hope you took notes. Now, remember, you can go to the website, actually go to Ocular Health Channel on YouTube, Dr. Michael Lange, Ocular Health Channel, and you can replay this and take notes. Dr. Somerton, I know you're biting at the bit to chime in.
Well, I think most of those things you mentioned for testosterone, it's the same with estrogen. They're all endocrine disruptors. So it's not only going to help our male listeners out there, it's going to help all the female listeners too, to balance those hormones and not put in endocrine disruptors, basically something that dysregulates the hormones in your body. So we want to stay away from those toxic products to keep a healthy body.
Yep. So today's show, we've talked a lot about what? We've talked about weight management. We've talked about eating more fruits and vegetables. We've talked about exercise. And, we've given you some insight on what you can do to promote an overall healthy body, anti-aging and wellness. Remember, we make your body healthier, we make your we make your eyes healthier, and vice versa. Make your eyes healthier, we make your body healthier. So our patients that have glaucoma, macular degeneration, dry eye, we counsel all of this with them. And, we take them out. If we don't have the time, we plant the seed, then we take them out to see Dr. Richard Hall, and you get a free nutritional consultation where he can hone in and go over it in more detail. Remember, check everything on the website at Fortifeye.com. Remember, the BOGO on Fortifeye Macular Defense is probably going to be over at the end of the week. We're almost out. So the Fortifeye Macular Defense, not only for macular degeneration, it's for overall health and wellness for your eye and your entire body. Just take one tablet a day at Access Your Multivitamin. There's 90 tablets in it. So it's a little over $50, and that's a 6-month supply. You can't beat that with a stick. So check it out at Fortifeye.com. That's Fortifeye.com. Remember, come see Dr. Susan Somerton at the Lange Eye Institute. Susan, you got about 20 seconds to tell everybody goodbye.
Everybody go have a healthy day. I'm going to go make myself a whey protein shake and then go for a hike on the trail with my doodle. I hope everyone gets to enjoy the outside too.
Awesome. And remember, I will be at the Fortifeye Nutrition Center today from 1 to 2, maybe from 1 to 3 if we have a good crowd. All right. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening to Ask the Doctors. We appreciate all of you. Have a great day. God bless you. God bless America.